I thought I'd venture out a little bit. I found a weird little channel of Russian propaganda that's on YouTube, and you'll love it because it's very Trumpian. You'll love the hold on, I got to put this in here 1 second. I'll back this up. There we go. It's very Trump. It's called True Info. It's like Truth Social, but for Russian propaganda. Putin about the formation of Ukraine and legitimacy of recognition of LPR and DPR. So this is a interview with him, and it's a clip of it. They posted this clip, and it's translated. But I want to show you this because I want you guys see how good he looks. Hey everybody, come see how good Putin looks. Looking good. Looking obviously. This is a moment where Putin nods off and dreams of making out with his old buddy Trump.
Incidentally, let's look at the legal side of the matter.
Yeah, incidentally, let's look at the legal side. You know, Chechen rape squads being what they are, that's all emotional.
It's completely in compliance with international law.
Yeah, it's completely in compliance. We invaded these two territories. We set up our own, we recognized them after we'd stolen them, and then called them countries, and now we're absorbing them. It's, yeah.
When Kosovo split, under the pressure of Western countries, the ICJ made a decision which says that, in accordance with the UN chapter, if a territory splits, you don't need to ask for the permission of the central authorities. And this is what the...
Yeah, Kosovo didn't split because a country invaded them, took their land, and said, you're all Kazakhstanis now, and we own this fucking property.
Order of the ICJ says...
By the way, this is the SPIFE gathering. A little sparse. It should have been the St. Petersburg Asshole Recreation Center in Enterprise.
And this sets a precedent. Very well.
Yes, because one country breaks itself in two, we can break any country we want in two.
And the same should apply to the Donbas republics.
Yeah, I mean, that's just what we seize territory, and territory wants to unseize itself. And we say no.
They should not ask for a permission from the Kiev authorities.
Yeah, to take their land and fill it with our people and weapons and fire on other lands of theirs and say, we're going to take the rest of your place. Also, what Ukraine?
Declared their independence. Did we have the right to recognize them? Yes, we did.
Yes, we had the right to recognize them. I mean, like you recognize someone you hired to do your lawn. You go, oh, I know that guy.
And that's what we did.
Yeah, that's what we did. We just carve off two chunks of land, pretend they're little countries, recognize them singularly ourselves, and force some of our satellite nations to shockingly go along with it, to much to their chagrin. And then we take it. And then they have an election that says, well, we'd rather be part of Russia. Totally natural. By the way, that's what they're doing. Just so you know, they're gearing up for elections in Donetsk and Luhansk during the fighting, where they go, you know what, we're just Russia. So the land is territory. The territory is Russian, and they're trying to do this by the time the HIMARS and the mortars have gotten, or the artillery have gotten close enough where they can hit those areas, so they can say now NATO weapons are hitting Russian territory because they've declared themselves Russian.
We entered.
Hold on, I feel like 1 second, if I could. We just need we need a specialist. We need somebody who knows what's up in this kind of thing. I know you're there, little one. Hold on, we go here. Okay, fellow. Let me tell you, I'm coming to you live from Shavorshtenik, which is in the Siberian areas or whatever. Of course, right now we are going through heat wave, and so I'm not wearing pants.
Into an agreement with them, a treaty of mutual...
Yeah, don't get upset. There's a long pause between mutual. Mutual is a hard word for him to say, not because it's difficult to pronounce in Russian, but because he doesn't mean it, and he sort of chokes a little bit. It's like the Fonz saying, I'm sorry, or I was wrong, or something like that.
Assistance, and in accordance with
What the cat? Leave me alone. I'm doing show. I'm almost done. I have like 10 minutes, and then you'll get pets.
Article 51 of UN Charter.
First of all, I'm digging your sunglasses. They're very hip. I did not realize you are a streamer influencer, Vlad.
We provided military assistance to them in full.
Yes, it was military assistance. That's what people don't recognize. A lot of people don't realize how much they are missing mines and tanks. You're welcome. And artillery going off all the time. You're like, I can't stop sleeping through the night. I wish someone would be firing our long-range artillery from the playground in the building next door at all hours for years and years and years. And we come and say, yes, we're happy to help you.
Compliance with.
And yes, my goal to assume the identity of Lev or Igor is almost complete.
The UN Charter, whether anyone likes that or not.
Well, I'll tell you who doesn't like it. This Tokayev guy. So if you don't know who this guy is, this guy, Mr. Facelift over here, he's the president or prime minister or head honcho. I don't know what the title is these days. He's shuffle all over the fucking place. They rotate like a lazy Susan of who's in control. But he runs Kazakhstan. And this guy just made a huge deal with China. And he fucking doesn't like Putin and thinks he should be next in charge. But he's not going to be because he's Kazakhstan. Never going to fucking happen, man. So he's got to sit there next to Putin and basically keep his fucking trap shut. Or he's going to end up with that. See that you might think that's a microphone. That goes in your colon if you ask the wrong question.
And that's what they did. They set a precedent. So our actions are.
Oh, look. He's dozing. It's a great story. Kazakhstan is a great big country, and I wish I could run all of Russia. Wouldn't you tell the flesh that I do stimmt, yeah, I do.
Completely legitimate.
Yes, totally legitimate. That's all I do. So you got a neighbor, and what you do is you crash your mower through his fence, and you now own that section of yard. And then you and the gopher team up to plant anti-personnel mines and tripwires and use phosphorus grenades. And then the gopher votes that he wants emancipation from that guy's yard. And so you recognize that section of yard as being gopher stan. And then you fuck the gopher and then eat the gopher, and the land is now yours.
Or let's go back to how the military hostilities in Iraq broke out.
Yeah, let's go back to that. When the guy who was voted out in the country that gets to vote people out did the bad thing that the Americans hated, and then they put in another guy, and then another guy. I know this because he's been in charge of our country through all of those guys. What about how about this? Go back even further. Fuck Iraq. Go back to Afghanistan in 1978.
Were not legitimate because no one asked for anyone to come. There was no treaty in place, nor was there any recognition of a newly established state structure, state entities.
And it's weird, yet that is true. And I think the biggest mistake that America made was not following Trump's advice and just taking the country. You know what I mean? You took it. It's all you got to do is all the places that you shocked and awed, then you just recognize those holes in the ground as autonomous collectives of Operation Iraqi Freedom Nation, or Iraqi Rhythm Nation, whichever works. I mean, I've always wanted Janet Jackson to have her own island, but you just call those freedom nations, and then you put a guy there, and then he votes to be a part of America. And what do you know? You have another Minneapolis, only without 10,000 lakes. It's like 10,000 impact craters.
Simply came and
land of 10,000 impact craters. I have to tell you, it sounds like a little slice of heaven.
the country into nothingness. And what happened in Libya?
Yeah, what did happen in Libya? We were all busy backing this fucking guy, and then all this shit breaks loose, and all of a sudden I've got to find a new dictator.
They designated themselves as God's messengers on planet Earth.
Well, no, dude was actually killed by his own people, who I think were considering themselves God's messenger. I mean, there was definitely support for what was going on, but the dudes who dragged him out and did awful shit to Gaddafi, that was his own dudes, man.
Right.
By the way, you might, well, I'm not going to say, but you might want to take a little bit of a lesson from this, huh? We'll take a little bit of a lesson.
Now they say it should be behavior or life by the rules. But what are these rules?
Yeah, what rules? Fuck rules. You know what I'm saying? If we want to nuke the rest of the world and just grow some potatoes, it's up to us, man. What rules? I mean, if I live by the rules, if he lived by the rules, there's no such situation where this asshole makes $140,000 a year and has $200 billion net worth and a hot chick living in London in a fuckpad, man. Come on.
It's just absurd. There are only rules that have to be observed.
Yes, there are only rules that have to be observed. And what we do in Russia is watch you not observing the rules.
Namely, international public law. But what are these norms of the international public law?
Well, God, I'm sorry. I apologize, but my dick just turtled. This is rather frightening. I'm just saying. Also, he's very sensitive to snarls. I don't know if you want to do this. Like, Putin is very much like Pitbull, not the DJ guy, but the actual animal. So if he looks your way, do like this, do like that.
These are agreements between different countries which constitute a compromise and to which countries have subscribed.
Yeah, until they don't, right? That's how shit works.
And if someone devises their own rules trying to impose them.
Oh, I wish I could be him. Here I sit. I never thought I would ever get a seat at the St. Petersburg International Economic Forum, but now I have chance. And look at him, he's there, and people say he's bloated, but so much more to love. Oh, he's so happy. I even wear Donald Trump tie because I know it gives him a half chub. Oh, he's looking over here. He loves me. I never would have had a chance, except they almost had to remove the international word from this. I just happen to vacation in Georgia occasionally at a torture and sodomy camp, that I learned in school. But one day.
On other countries, then this won't ever fly.
No, never. It will never fly.
It's absolutely obvious.
Yeah, so obvious. It's almost as if they want us to just be a lonely country with no one else to help us.
And we believe that sooner or later, and the sooner the better, the whole of international community will get back to understanding that you have to live not by rules that are devised by...
Yeah, stupid fucking rules. Rules that I make $140,000, I shouldn't be able to have an $800 million yacht. What kind of bullshit rules are these?
Someone, but in compliance with international law, and that's what we should do.
Yes, totally in compliance with international law, where all seized territories will be absorbed internationally. Whoa, that was weird. So thank God they cut out her question.
Firstly.
Okay, you've been talking for like 40 minutes, dude. You can't say firstly.
You have just said that we are taking back what's ours. Historically, the territories on the Black Sea coast, we're not claiming that they should go back to Russia, but this Novorossiya region,
yeah, we don't want to take them. We're just going to.
Emerged after a few wars with the Turkish Empire.
Yeah, we drove the Turks off of Crimea, dirty, dirty people, and now we're backing Assad, and as are the Iranians, and the Turks, who we drove out of there, are normally kind of on our side, have been dragging their feet, but are part of NATO. And right about the time I thought they were going to help us fuck the whole system, all of a sudden it's inverted, and it's a problem.
What Ukraine are we talking about?
Yeah, what Ukraine? Ukraine, some fucking Ukraine. What Ukraine?
What does
come on.
Ukraine have to do with it?
Yeah, what Ukraine got to do with it? Who needs a bomb when a bomb is just dropping? What's Ukraine got to do?
It has absolutely nothing to do
No, absolutely nothing.
with it. Western parts of Ukraine joined Ukraine after the Second World War. Stalin took those parts from Poland, Romania, and gave it to Ukraine.
Yeah, okay. So they've been operating with those borders for like 70 years.
And it gave Poland eastern parts of Germany. Territories to the left of Dnipro. How it emerged? Ukraine came to Russia having 3 territories: Kiev, the Kiev Oblast, Zhytomyr, and Chernigov.
Yeah, that's all they need. They can fit all their shit in that area. Just pack up.
It was 1,545. The
I'm pretty sure this guy's dead and stuffed.
year 100,
I'm fairly certain. Honest to God, I think he died like a month ago.
1,645
The dude has not moved. And they had to prop his chin up so his head wouldn't fall over.
or something. And everything that happened when the USSR emerged in the 20th century.
Oh yes, it emerged. Boy, did it. Like a dog's penis.
All the territories that Ukraine has now.
Red and a little floppy, but, cute and also scary.
They were all presented as a gift by Lenin.
What a sweet guy. That's one thing about Lenin. I love him. He was such a friendly guy. He's like, want a country? I don't even need this. We got way too much fucking land. Take it. It's no good. Yeah. No, it's full of shit we don't need, like cobalt and titanium and lithium and oil and gas and grain and farmland and stuff like that. Oh, sorry about that whole starving your people.
Donbass was first decided to be part of the Russian Socialist Republic.
And then that ceased to exist, god damn it.
But then the decision was overruled, and so they gave it to Ukraine in order to increase the proletariat share in Ukraine.
Oh, that was nice. Well, it's stupid. Look, so this channel, just so you know, these guys, I'm not going to subscribe. All they do is basically post. I love this stuff. They got the Russian Federation spokeswoman, Maria Zarakova. She's stunning, the CTN. Are you stupid or pretending? Which I think is one of the best Pat Benatar albums that's out there. But they got lots of stuff. You look at this kind of, go away. Here's Sergei Lavrov. I mean, looking like the new hotness, honestly. As soon as he lays the egg in his neck, the ladies are going to be piling up in front of. Yes, you just know this. Russian Foreign Minister Lavrov gave a very tough interview to BBC. They're really letting the BBC have, and their video titles are very exciting. They've got slams inconsistent U.S. approach. Goodbye, U.S. dollar. Goodbye, U.S. dollar. Da 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 da. They say Russia to execute U.S. military veterans. Sweet things. Ukraine is doomed. Tough statement by Russian representative to the UN. Still on the Security Council, bitches. We'll take tough actions. The Phantom Empire threatens Russia. They mean the UK. And then I don't care about this and the stupid pretending the old world is over with the dude having the lozenge in the stick. And then because they are liars, that's why they don't like these people. And then these two other, it's Lavrov. Oh, he has advice to the Polish president. Let's see on our way out the door the wonderful advice on this special channel, which is not at all aligned with the Russian government and not at all a propaganda channel that has just popped up on YouTube, like the channel Film Archives, that is just also popped up and populated with old C-SPAN America Sucks books, but only those. It's not at all. Let's see. Oh, what a sex machine. By the way, Lurch called. You can have the job.
I find it difficult to comment on the statements of many European politicians,
Well, it's probably because we don't have internet.
as well as Ukrainian politicians.
That's because they don't want to hear it.
Poland and those of its leaders who allow such maxims should probably be advised to study their own history and those
That's right. Yeah. Look, just because I break into your house and steal your wife and everything in your refrigerator, shoot your dog, and set fire to the place, do you have any idea what was built on this property before your house? There was a guy with a tent on it in the 1800s who did some gnarly shit. And that's your fault, buddy. I just came to the address.
events that underlie Polish history.
I love Polish history. It's all futurism.
So far, we see that behind the talk about the inadmissibility of any dialogue with Russia, Polish colleagues are beginning to actively develop Ukrainian territory.
Yes, the Poland is going to invade Ukraine. This is all a big trick. NATO is going to invade. That's the Polish want that sweet Ukrainian territory, except they don't.
And the corresponding decisions made by President Zelensky and the Rada on the special rights of the Poles, which are essentially equalized with the Ukrainian.
Well, click his nose.
And a recent report that Poland
He seemed to notice that someone put this on his face. He's not a stupid guy.
is creating a parallel tax service system in Ukraine. All this speaks volumes quite eloquently.
Yes, it does. Unlike you, I honestly don't know what the fuck you're talking about, man.
Thanks for watching.
Oh shit, that's it? A minute 30? What was said? Lavrov's tough response about Polish President Duda comparing Putin to Hitler. Well, I mean, really, what's the comparison? They're both bloated near the end?